Yo, what is good guys, back here with another YouTube video, and in case you cannot tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my thoughts and opinions on something or someone going on in this wacky weird world people decided to call pro wrestling. As you can tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my thoughts and opinions on if Ricky Starks should really go to leave AEW and go to WWE. Before I share my thoughts and opinions, would love to know what yours are on 1, Ricky Starks in general, and 2, whether or not you think he should go to WWE. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you are down there, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. And when it comes to Ricky Starks, I did a video sharing my thoughts on him in April 2023, so check that out if you have not done so already. And when it comes to whether or not he should leave AEW, I don't know. I'm not him. I don't know what he wants out of professional wrestling, kind of deal. And plus, if I did, I would tell him that there's more to life than just pro wrestling, kind of deal and whatnot. So it's one of those things where I'm a fan of his. I'm a supporter of his, kind of deal. I'm not the biggest one, and whatnot, kind of deal and whatnot. But for myself personally, he, out of everybody that has appeared semi-regularly on AEW TV, whether it's Collision, whether it's Dynamite, whether it's Rampage, that kind of stuff, he's easily in the top, like, 5 guys I can see being successful within AEW, and can definitely see him being successful within WWE as well, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And when I say successful, I mean, like, in regards to, like, NXT, the main champion when it comes to Raw and SmackDown, at least the mid-card level or above, kind of deal. Like, the mid-card level on the main roster is his floor, kind of deal. He is, all things considering, relatively young. According to Wikipedia, he's 34. Come late February, he's been wrestling for quite a while and whatnot. And again, not necessarily the biggest fan, supporter, mark of Ricky Starks, but he just has that something about him that I can't really put into words that just, like, fits right within WWE. Like, he's a young guy, all things considering. He is good in the ring, good on the mic, and good looking, not gonna lie, and whatnot. But he's also one of those guys that, granted, I haven't been following him for the longest amount, give or take a year and a half, since, like, I first started watching AEW week in, week out in June of 2022, up until nowadays. But he seems like one of those guys, to myself personally, that could work well as a good guy or a bad guy, or somewhere in between. Like, whatever role you need, Ricky Starks can fill it when it comes to the good guy, bad guy spectrum, kind of deal and whatnot. But for myself personally, like I mentioned earlier, he's one of those guys that I can see being successful in either company, kind of deal and whatnot. And like I said, he has that something that I can see transitioning well from AEW to WWE that not a lot of people, in my opinion, within AEW at least, really have. And I'm not saying, like, the people within AEW, like, they suck, because the vast majority of them are decent to good, kind of deal, if not better, and whatnot. But Ricky Starks, easily top 2 or 3 that has that kind of, I don't know for sure if it factor is the right word, but that something that would work really well within WWE, and whatnot. And for myself personally, nothing against the people who, like, book wrestlers for AEW, nothing against Ricky Starks, but I thought that given like the summer-ish time to now, I don't know, it's just, for myself personally, I'm not saying that the focus has not been on him. It's just I would have thought that he would be a little bit higher on the invisible ladder, so to speak, and whatnot. Or at least I would want to see him higher on the invisible ladder. And again, I don't know for sure what he would want outside or from professional wrestling in general, kind of deal. And there, like, he probably, I assume, has a life outside of wrestling. And I don't know for sure if, like, the WWE schedule, so to speak, could let him do that. And I mean that in a good way, in the sense of, I don't know what his private life is like. He could just be wanting that AEW schedule, which is relatively lighter than WWE. Like, they have Rampage and Dynamite taping the same night, kind of deal. They have Collision taping 2 nights, 2 maybe 3 nights a week of wrestling, whereas WWE, you have NXT's like 1 to like 3 shows a week, kind of deal, like 1 TV and house show, and then the odd takeover-esque. Main roster, you have Raw, you have like 2 or 3 house shows there, so there's 4 shows a week for the main roster, and SmackDown, same thing, and whatnot. But yeah, for myself personally, it might be a little bit biased, but I would love to see him within WWE as an on-screen character. He doesn't even have to be a flippin' wrestler. He's good on the mic. He could help somebody else, kind of deal, who might not be as good on the mic, kind of deal and whatnot. But for myself personally, I don't know what his contract looks like within AEW. It might come up relatively soon. It might be this time next year. Whatever the case, being biased, I think he should go to WWE as a fan to a wrestler, kind of deal, like that perspective. But like as a human to human, wherever he's happy, he could be like, yeah, my contract's up with AEW tomorrow and I'm retiring the next day and stepping away from the public eye, from social media, all of that stuff. But yeah, that is it for this one. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on Ricky Starks. If you would want to see him stay within AEW, go to WWE. If you would want to see him within WWE, who would you want to see him feud with? Let me know down in the comments below. Feel free to also hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notification. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. More importantly, hope you guys are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically.
The world that we tend to make up is nothing but a fantasy until you wake up. I feel like I'm just lying to myself, yeah. Cause I just crossed the line like I'm playing offside. Do it how I want and I'ma do it till I die. Feel like I'm just lying to myself, but it's